Come in.
Oh, hello, Nam.
Oh, good morning, Mr. Tam.
Oh, just sit down. Just drove here to check if the banana shipment has arrived here. The one from Long An province.
The banana shipment. Oh, yes. Look, I'm sorry.
What? Don't tell me. No.
I'm really sorry, but there's been some sort of worm insect at the farm, and they're trying to fix the problem.
Come on, Nam. You can do better than that. It's your job to make sure that these bananas arrive here on time.
Yes, but...
No, yes, but you are at university right away, aren't you? I thought you people knew how to solve this problem.
Anyway,
That's what you told me at your interview.
I tried one or two other farms. The trouble is, there's been a lot of rains lately, and it seems that they also have the same problem.
Sense. Try some more farm. And if you have to, Lin Hao Nhật Chậm. We are one of his best customers.
Alright, but to be honest,
That's more like it. You can go find this company if you have the right attitude. Now, you will have the packet here on Monday, won't you?
yes, Mrs. Tam.
Great. Now keep working.
Okay, bye, Mr. Tam. What's up, you guys? You just watched a real conversation between a superior and his subordinate. This conversation illustrates an ineffectiveness in communication and needs to be improved to maintain the relationship as well as change the attitude of the subordinate toward the employer. But how can we improve and deal with the problems in communication when doing business? We're gonna figure it out.
In organizations, people may find it difficult to communicate if they are different in status or position, like boss and employee. It is risky to tell the truth to your superior because if they don't like it, then you may be in trouble. Therefore, staff often filter information. They will consider to change the facts and telling the boss what he or she wants to hear to make a good impression.
You know what? This company is suck.
Yeah. You know, we work like dog, but they still want more from us.
What a bad company it is.
Absolutely. And you know what? Our plan has been live for months, but they still there. There's nothing I am passionate about it. Oh,
Mr. Manager,
Something's worrying you guys.
everything is fine.
yeah, perfectly fine.
As you can see, the distance between staff and their superior is still too far from the way they have their conversation with each other to the clothes they are wearing. The boss put on vest or tuxedo while their staff kept wearing ordinary uniform. So, to cut down the status symbol, businesses should share something in common among the leader and their subordinate. For example, having a common dining room for all staff or wearing the same uniform. Just like that.
One problem when communicating in doing business is physical surrounding or physical distance. Studies show that the further away a person is, the less he or she communicates. For example,
all by myself. Don't wanna be.
Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth.
One problem with communications is that people may think they fully understand the message from their boss or their colleague. In fact, we don't communicate as effective as we think we do.
What did she say? Ooh, what you say? Oh, that you only meant when.
So, when giving instruction, manager must make sure that his staff fully understand what he is trying to say by asking some questions such as, are you clear? Do you have any question for me?
Another important barrier to communication is selective perception. This means that people perceive things in different ways because their knowledge and experience is different. Therefore, a manager will say something but the employees may understand something else. The message will be changed. For example,
your performance was low last quarter. I really expect more from you. You will have to try harder. I know you can do it. If you screw up one more time, you are out. I would like that report as soon as you can get to it. I need that report within a week. Stop whatever you are carrying on and fill that report today. You see, to minimize such problems, managers must remember one thing. Communication should be a two-way process. Managers should encourage staff to ask questions and to react to what the manager are discussing. And feedback is essential. The most useful question a manager can ask is, did you understand that? Do you have any question? In many big companies, they have an informal, open way of communication. People work for them keep in touch with their colleagues. They meet regularly and have many activities outdoors. The companies do everything possible to ensure that they have a lot of time of interaction. And that is how society works. We are different from machines in the way we communicate, in the way we interact with each other. Thanks for watching.